请大家先翻开圣经哥林多后书13章。
Let's turn to Bible, Corinthians chapter 3.
哥林多后书13章的第5节。
2 Corinthians chapter 3,
第5节。
verse 5.
13章13章。
Chapter 13.
哥林多后书13章第5节。
2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5.
你们总要自己审查有信心没有，也要自己试验，岂不知你们若不是可弃绝的，就有耶稣基督在你们心里吗？
Verse 5, examine yourself to see whether you are in the faith. Test yourselves. Do you not realize that Christ Jesus is in you, unless, of course, you fail the test.
这次学生灵恩会的主题就是信心的生活。
And the topic for this year's student spiritual convocation is the faith of life.
所谓信心的生活当然我们就按照字义呢，就可以理解到，我们要把信仰的生活化，把它实行出来。
So what I mean by life of faith is that we need to incorporate our faith in our daily life.
把我们认为是教条圣经的经文呢，带入我们的生活当中。
And the scripture that we read in the Bible, we need to bring that into our life.
然后让它变成我们生活当中的一部分。
So that they can become a part of our life.
能够成为我们生命当中的一部分。
So that it can be a part of life.
今天晚上还是明天呢，就是我们2018年最后一次的正式聚会。
So tomorrow will be the last sermon of 2018.
所以我们在年底的时候，对于我们的信仰再一次的省思。
So we can use this opportunity to examine our faith.
最主要目的也是要调整我们对神对耶稣基督的焦点。
So that we can use this chance to refocus ourselves to God.
因为每一年的年初呢，大家可能都会有个新的立志。
So every year we will have a New Year resolutions.
每一年的过年呢，听说我们这边也有特别的聚会。
And I understand that we will have a year-end sermon here.
传道也可能会勉励大家，我们在新的一年有个新的努力的方向。
And the preacher will encourage every one of us to work towards a goal.
当时大家听了以后或许很受感动。
And after hearing that, I feel really encouraged.
所以我们现在就是对于我们过去一年的励志再来做个检讨。
So now that we have to look past the past 1 year and examine ourselves.
信心呢，就是一个基础一个出发点。
And our faith is serve as a basis.
因为我们对神、对我们的盼望、对神的应许，假如没有信心的话，然后我们就什么都免谈，什么都做不到，也不愿意去配合，不愿意去做。
And if we don't have faith, there's nothing else left to be talked about.
所以我们现在在做一个检讨，也是为着明年呢，有个更健康、更快乐更有意义、更丰富的人生。
In order to have a healthier, happier, abundant life next year, so it is necessary that we examine ourselves.
所以我们打算用4个心大家来共同来思考。
And I'm going to talk about our hearts from four aspects.
第一个就是我们是不是有个宽广的心？
So the first one is whether we have a spacious heart.
因为一个人就是没有宽广的心，就会表示他对神的没有信任。
So when we have a spacious heart, that means that we have the trust in God.
因为圣经说神是我们的帮助。
It says in the Bible that our God is our helper.
神是站在我们这一边的。
Our God is on our side.
所以没有人能够对我们怎么样。
So no one else can do anything to us.
我们心就可以宽广。
So our heart will become spacious.
我们不怕别人的欺负。
So we will not be afraid of other people picking on us.
我们不怕别人的轻视。
And we would not be afraid of other people looking down on us.
不怕别人的嘲讽，
And we would not be afraid of other people making fun of us.
因为我们相信神是站在我们这一边的，
Because we know that our God is on our side.
因此我们就不需要与人斤斤计较。
So that we don't need to be so sensitive with other people.
好，我们请看出埃及记，
Let's turn to Exodus
出埃及记第3章，
chapter 3,
第3章第8节，
chapter 3, verse 8.
出埃及记第3章的第8节。
Exodus chapter 3, verse 8.
我下来是要救他们脱离埃及人的手，领他们出了那地，到美好宽阔、牛奶与蜜之地啊。那这里是神应许要把以色列人带出埃及，到一个很好的地方，叫做美好宽阔、牛奶与蜜之地。
So verse 8, so I have come down to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land into a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey, the home.
说神的应许是美好又是很宽阔的一个地方。
So God's promise a land which is a good and a spacious land.
里头呢是什么内容呢？里头就是有牛奶与蜜的地方。
So this land is filled with milk and honey.
那事实上我们看以色列的地图是不是很宽阔呢？没有以色列地图是很狭长的。
In fact, if you look at the map of Israel, is this really spacious? No, not really. It's quite the opposite.
可是神却是说要让他们有一个美好、宽阔、很宽的地方
But God promised them a good and a spacious land.
所以神所要告诉我们的并不是在乎外在的多长多宽。
So what God really tells them is not how big the land is.
假如是按照外在的话，以色列地我们看地图不是很宽阔是很狭长的。
So if you look at the map, the land of Israel is really narrow and thin.
因为圣经也是为我们而写的，不只是为了以色列人而写的。
So the Bible was written for us, not just for the Israelites.
所以我们蒙神的选召神要给我们一个宽阔的地方。
So God promised us a land that is good and spacious.
也就是让我们心很宽阔。
So to make our hearts spacious as well.
不但是宽阔里头还流出奶与蜜。
Not only that, this land flows with honey and milk.
其实好像主耶稣他的心也是很宽阔
So like Jesus, his heart is very spacious.
他的心也是牛奶与蜜
His heart is also filled with milk and honey.
因为圣经说他口出恩言他对别人说话都是有恩言的。
So what it says in the Bible that God's word is filled with grace.
他满有怜悯的心肠。
He has a heart of mercy.
他能够体贴别人的软弱。
He understands the weakness of people.
他能够站在别人的立场来想事情。
So he can see from the perspective of us.
他不只是站在自己神的立场很严格、很威武、很严肃。
Even though he is full of authority,
他甚至经常跟罪人做朋友
he was friends with sinners.
所以他们的心是很宽广的。
So his heart was very spacious.
我们看所罗门王他很有智慧
We know that King Solomon is full of wisdom.
他怎么样能够结交世界的朋友？
How did he make friends with people all over the world?
他怎么能够有智慧？也是他透过学习的功夫
So his wisdom was gained from his learning.
请看列王纪上，
Let's turn to
列王纪上第4章29节。
1 King chapter 4, verse 9.
29节，29。
Oh, verse 29, excuse me.
列王纪上第4章29节，29。
1 Kings chapter 4, verse 29.
神赐给所罗门极大的智慧、聪明和广大的心如同海沙不可测量。30节，
30.
所罗门的智慧超过东方人和埃及人一切的智慧啊，他的智慧胜过万人，胜过以斯拉人以探并马格的儿子西曼、雅各、达大的智慧，他的名声传扬在四围的列国啊。我们看这里说所罗门有智慧，还有广大的心。
The verse says that King Solomon has great wisdom and the breadth of understanding.
因为他的心广大，他能够容纳别人。
Because he had a spacious heart, so he's be able to tolerate everyone
他能
else.
够容纳别人的建议
He'd be able to take in other people's suggestions.
有的人心中很窄小，别人建议他听不进去
So when you have a narrow heart, you'll not be able to listen to anyone else.
说别人的建议就不能够成为他智慧的一部分。
So other people's suggestion would not become part of his wisdom.
有些时候神要赏赐给我们智慧，
So when you say that God is going to give you wisdom,
是透过别人的教导，
it is through other people's teaching.
还是透过我们互相学习、互相分享得来的。
It's from mutual learning.
但是一个人假设没有宽广的心的话，这些都不能够得到
If you do not have a spacious heart, you will not be able to gain wisdom.
只要是窄小心的话，他心就容纳不能够容纳新的事物，不能够学习新的。
If you have a narrow heart, you will not be able to learn anything new.
我们现在看很多老人家他不愿意学习电脑，因为这个电脑对他来讲很新他不愿意学习
If you look at some of the seniors, they're not willing to learn computers because it's such a new thing to
虽然这
them.
个 iPhone、iPad 很方便
Even though iPhone, iPads are very
但是
convenient,
有的老人家没办法，说我不学，我不学
when it comes to certain seniors, they are not willing to learn.
但是所罗门不一样
So everyone is different.
他有宽广的心，他能够容纳别人
So he had a spacious heart, so he was able to include other people.
同时宽广的心也就能够原谅别人
So with a spacious heart, you'll be able to forgive others.
所以我们经常说宰相的度量能够容纳船，能够撑船
So just saying that an official's stomachs be able to fit a boat.
那我们看约瑟古代的约瑟，他真的是容量很大
So if you look at Joseph, he has a spacious heart.
他能够宽恕他的兄弟对他的出卖
So he was able to forgive his brother who betrayed him.
我们有些时候会说不说不会气越想越气，越说越气
Sometimes we say that if we don't talk about it, we're not going to be angry. The more you talk about it, the more angry you're going to be.
所以照理说这些兄弟们到他的面前他现在是宰相他有能力来报复的
So because Joseph was an official in Egypt, so when his brother came to him, he had the power to revenge.
但是他相信神，他有信心
Because he believed in God, so he had the faith.
他说没关系，这一切的发生都是神的美意
He said, that's okay. What happened before was the will of God.
因为造就今天的光景能够拯救我们全家人
So that today all of us would be safe.
所以他的心胸很宽广，他能够原谅别人
So he had a spacious heart that he was able to forgive others.
再为他对神有信心
So that means he believed in God.
所以他能够宽恕别人
So he was able to forgive others.
那宽恕在路加福音那边的解释就是说能够释放别人
So the term forgiveness, if you look at book of Luke, it means to release.
其实释放别人也是释放自己
So when you release others, that means to release yourself as well.
因为假如经常把别人的错误、别人对我们的伤害放到心里的话，那我们心里哪里会舒服呢？
So if you're not able to let go the hurt coming from other people, how are you going to make yourself feel good?
但是我们的心只要宽广的话，就把它放我们的心就越宽广、越舒畅、越有平安。
So if you allow you to have a spacious heart, will you be able to forgive others?
我们看以撒亚伯拉罕的儿子以撒，
So if you look at Esau,
然后当时的非利士人一直欺负他，
So the Philistine was picking on Esau.
把他很辛苦所挖的井啊都填满了
They filled the wells that Esau dug out.
啊，你说气不气呀？
Well, does that make you angry?
啊，当然我们现在看起来说啊，他不会生气，我也不会生气。其实呢，事情轮到我们的话，我们可能非常的生气。
If you just read the Bible, it not make you feel angry, but if it really happened to you, you're going to be angry.
那以前挖井不容易啊，不是今天用机械啊，用机器可以挖的。
In the past, it wasn't easy to dig up a well. It's not like today that we can use machinery to
都
do
是
it.
用手工挖的，
They have to dig it manually.
所以他们不晓得花了多少的人力，花了多少的时间哈、才挖那么一口井
So he has spent a lot of time and effort in order to dig up this well.
啊，并不是每一次都有出水会出来的机会的
It's not every time he tried to dig up a well, a water will come out from there.
啊，好不容易要挖到一口井的
So that he finally was able to dig up a well.
啊，非利士人不是来填满，就是来霸占，说这是我们的
So the Philistine would just come over to fill up the well or just take it away from him.
好，以撒他就退让啊
So Esau just backed up.
啊，所以我们表面上看起来他损失啊，这个阿呆啊，你怎么退让？这是你挖的啊，你为什么要退让？
On the surface, that it looks like Esau's lost, that he backed off from it.
啊，但是他相信神，
But because he believed in God,
他相信神能够把更多的给他，
he believed God will give him more.
因为他相信他父亲亚伯拉罕所敬拜的神，
He believed the God that his father Abraham believed.
亚伯拉罕所敬拜的神啊，是能够使无变有啊，使死人复活的神。
The God that Abraham believed in can turn nothing into something.
所以他就退让
So he backed out.
啊，没想到他退让也得到更多了
So as a result, he gained more.
啊，神就祝福他
God blessed him instead.
啊，祝福到他的敌人都看得很清楚啊，啊，神跟你同在的。
So God blessed him so much that his enemies will see that.
啊，所以我们在过去这一年呢、是不是有宽广的心？
So if you examine yourself, did you have a spacious heart in the
我们
past
只要是
year?
能够继续持守我们的信心的话，我们的心啊，自然就宽广。
So if you be able to have faith, then your heart will be able to maintain the
啊，
spaciousness.
因为我们的神呢是使无变有的神呢，
Our God is a God that can turn nothing into something.
神能够把更多的给我们。
God will be able to give us more.
所以在人看起来是吃亏，可是在神看起来却是更大的祝福啊！
From outside looking in, it might look like that we're shortchanged, but in reality, we're actually gaining more.
啊，那第二颗心呢？
The second heart,
啊，就是知足的心。
the heart of contentment.
啊，我们请看创世纪，
Let's turn to Genesis.
创世纪啊，
Genesis
第2章，创世纪第2章25节，
Genesis chapter 2, verse 25.
创世纪第2章25节，
Chapter 2, verse 25.
25节，
25.
当时夫妻两人啊，赤身露体，并不羞耻。
25, the man and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame.
啊，这一段呢，我们经常用在结婚典礼的正道上。
So we often use this verse in the wedding ceremony.
啊，就是对比年轻的夫妻呢，给他们一个鼓励啊，勉励。
We use this as encouragement to the young couple.
啊，这句话是什么意思呢？
So what does this verse mean?
啊，这句话意思就是当时他们两个人呢，赤身裸体就是很赤贫，很赤贫啊，连一件衣服可以穿都没有。
So what this means is, at the time, both the man and his wife were naked. They didn't have any clothing on.
哦，说他们很贫穷，对不对？
They were naked and they were poor.
但是啊，他们并不觉得羞耻，说他们并不觉得干渴，他们并不觉得有需要。
They, however, didn't feel the shame and didn't feel the need.
然后这是很大的恩典呢、
And this is such a great blessing.
我们看他们赤贫啊，
They were naked and they were poor.
但是呢，他们却是不觉得有需要。
They didn't feel the need.
因为一般人呢，已经有了，他还是觉得他需要啊。
So sometimes we feel the need.
啊，所以有的人呢，家里的东西已经很多了，
If you look at someone's house, it is filled with stuff.
衣服已经很多了。
They probably have a lot of clothing.
这些广告买一送一的。
Especially if you look at the advertisements, if you sometimes it says you buy one get one free.
那就去买，其实他不需要啊。
And they will still go ahead and get it even though they don't need it.
他的衣服已经很多了。
And they have a lot of clothes.
甚至还要捡一些旧的捐出去。
And they have so much clothes that they will have to donate some of the clothes.
他家里的那些盘子那些厨具已经很多了。
So the kitchen cabinet is filled with different items.
锅啦、铲啦，这些都没地方摆的。
And there's no place for pots.
但是呢，因为是买一送一啊。
But because there's an advertisement says if you buy one get one free.
所以很多时候其实我们已经不需要，已经够了。
And most of the times we don't need to get more items.
但是还是觉得会干渴啊，干渴还是觉得会口渴，有需要啊。
But we still have the thirst.
因为口渴的话就需要水。
And when you're thirsty, you need water.
所以干渴意思就觉得他有需要啊。
So when you are thirsty, that means you have the need.
所以赤贫又觉得没有需要，这个是极大的恩典，这是知足了。
So if you're naked and you're poor and you don't feel the need, this is such a great blessing.
所以知足并不是说，哎呀，我没有钱，我没办法，我只好能够守着知足，因为我也没有钱去买东西不然怎么办？这没钱啊，我只好知足啊，因为我实在没办法。
Sometimes if you don't have the money to buy anything, you just have to feel content.
这个不叫知足，因为你没钱嘛。
This I don't call this being content because you just don't have the money.
但是有钱你可以买但是你放弃机会，你觉得我已经够了。
But if you have the money, but you're willing to give up buying, then you feel that your need is being fulfilled.
你也不会去想再添购其他东西。
And you don't think about buying more.
所以这个就是一个恩典，这个就是知足的心了。
And this is a blessing. This is a heart of contentment.
那圣经说有衣有食当知足啊。
The Bible says if you have something to wear, something to eat, then you should feel content.
因为生不带来，死不带去的。
Because you're born with nothing and you will leave with nothing.
所以生跟死之间就是我们现在的人生啊。
So between birth and death, this is our life.
这个中间告诉大家都是虚空的。
And in between that, it's all meaningless.
因为大家都是空来一层到后来还是躺在那个地方不能够动
And it's all meaningless. At the end, you will just lie there and not be able to move.
不管你的家里再大，你后来躺下去也是那么6尺几尺的地方，就3尺就够了，3尺6尺。
And it doesn't matter how big your house is. At the end of the day, you just have to lie there, a space big enough for you.
其实很可怜的。有一次我到阿根廷
I have visited Argentina once.
一位年轻的壮年弟兄他离开世间了。
And it happened that a brother passed away.
就是有个棺材就是有一个这个墓园这个棺材把它推进那个洞里头就封存起来，也没有埋葬土里，就是好像墙壁上有个洞，就把它推进去。
At the funeral, I witnessed that the brother in the coffin and he was pushing into a hole on the wall.
可能6尺长但是宽多宽呢？我看大概1尺半长而已的，1尺半。都这样子而已，你不能够太宽的话，太浪费空间那个挤不进去的，所以大概是这样子而已。
So the coffin is 6 feet in length and about 1 foot in width.
所以我们对今生的事情就不需要太追究、太计较。
So for the matters that happen in this life, we shouldn't pay too much attention
我们
to.
一定要对神有信心
And instead, we should have faith in God.
因为圣经说，我们只要追求神的国、神的义，这些我们所需要、日常生活所需要的，他会供应我们的。
So it says in the Bible that we should pursue God. If we believe in God, He will provide what we need.
我有一个侄儿哈，这我哥哥的孩子哈，他是做财务的顾问。
I have a niece, my brother's son. He works as a accountant,
然后我这个financial advisor，
financial advisor.
那我就一些钱呢，不多，但是一些钱就给他去管理。
So he manages some of my money.
那他有一次我去拜访他，他说叔叔你这个到70岁你还不能够退休啊。
So I visited one time, and he said to me that you cannot retire yet.
70岁的时候。
Oh, you cannot retire at 70 yet.
我说为什么70岁不能够退休那么辛苦？
And I asked him why. Why can I not retire at 70?
他说因为你的钱还不够。
Because your money is not there yet.
那时候我心里面很感谢主，我并没有慌张，感谢主你说不够，但是我的神说够啊。
At the time, I was thinking, thank God, even though you said my money is not enough, but I think it is.
我的神说你要退休，现在也可以退休够的
My God tells me, if you want to retire, you can retire now because you have enough money.
所以我心里面充满了喜乐。
My heart is filled with joy.
当他跟我说的时候，里面是真的是充满了感恩喜乐。
So when he said that to me, my heart was actually filled with joy.
所以知足常乐，知足我们就能够喜乐起来了。
So if you're able to feel content, then you will be able to be happy.
那知足的心也不是说天生与生俱来的。
To have a heart of content, you're not born with heart content.
而是必须要透过学习的功夫
And you have to learn how to be content.
所以保罗他说我已经学会了，我这个知足的事情我学会了。
Paul says that he knows how to be content.
他不知道透过多少的时间学习的。
I don't know how much time he spent in order to learn this.
我记得我买第一间房子的时候，
I remember when I purchased my first house.
因为我看别人哇，家里面有什么运动器材
I saw other people's house, and their house had exercise equipment
还有乒乓桌
and ping pong table,
所以我很羡慕。
and I was really envious.
所以当买了第一栋房子以后我也去买一个乒乓桌放在地下室。
So upon purchasing my first house, I also bought a ping pong table placed in my basement,
想说运动能够打球、打乒乓球运动
thinking I can play ping pong as an exercise,
还能够跟太太联络感情
and can play ping pong with my wife to draw closer to her.
结果买了以后
So after purchasing the ping pong
其
table,
实一年也用不到3次。
I really use it.
所以很多时候我们其实所想的、所要的，就并不是我们真正所需要的。
Sometimes what we want in our heart doesn't necessarily that we need it.
后来我发现运动的话还不简单，出去外面走路出去运动
After realizing that, I thought it would be much easier just to walk out the door and just and jog.
在家里可以这样子运动，可以不一定要买些什么器材
I can always exercise in the house too. I don't need any sports equipment.
所以我们要培养有一个知足的心。
So what we need to do is to cultivate a heart of
那
contentment.
第三个心就是感恩的心
And the third heart is to have a heart of thanksgiving.
那对神假设没有感恩的话，对神假设没有一个概念、没有信心的话，那对神就不会有所感恩的。
We won't have thanksgiving in our heart.
然后我们看这个10个大麻风的故事
Let's look at the 10 men with leprosy.
那10个大麻风，那他们好不容易主要是怜悯他们，就医治好他们大麻风症。
Because God's mercy, the 10 men with the leprosy was able to be healed.
结果9个人他们全部都跑回家了。
9 out of 10 went home.
那只剩下一个回来跟主耶稣说声道谢。
And there was only one left, and he went back to Jesus and he thanked him.
所以感恩的心好像也不是与生俱来的。
To have a heart of thanksgiving doesn't come naturally.
我们请看哥罗西书第4章。
Let's turn to Colossians chapter 4.
哥罗西书第4章第2节。
Colossians chapter 4, verse 2.
第4章的第2节，
Chapter 4, verse 2.
第4章第2节，
Chapter 4, verse 2.
你们要恒切祷告，在此警醒感恩。
To devote yourselves to prayer, being watchful and thankful.
我们很少看到警醒感恩呢。
We really see being watchful and thankful.
主要是告诉我们要警醒预备。
Jesus tells us that we have to be watchful and thankful.
所以警醒跟预备跟这个preparation 跟预备是放在一起的。
Jesus tells us we have to be watchful and prepared, so that two words go together.
有些时候就警醒祷告。
And sometimes we have to be watchful and pray.
但是这里说是要警醒感恩。
And here it tells us that we have to be watchful
可
and
是人
thankful.
很容易忘记神的恩典呢。
Human beings can easily forget what Jesus said.
我们看古代的以色列百姓，
If you look at the Israelites,
你看神对他们恩典那么的明显，那么大，
and God has such a big blessing on them,
他们还是忘记。
at the end they still forgot.
有个故事这么说了
A story goes,
这个不是真实的
it's just not real,
但是我们可以思考一下子
but we can still use that example.
说有两个天使他们分别带着2个篮子，
The two angels, and they each have 2 baskets.
然后一个天使呢专门收集感恩的果子，
And one angels collect the fruits of thanksgiving,
另外一个天使是专门收这个抱怨的果子。
and the other angels collects the fruits of complaints.
这个收集抱怨的果子，他一出去不到几分钟，收得满满的收得满满的。
So the angel that collect the fruit of complaints, when he goes out, he fills his baskets in seconds.
可是这个要收集感恩的果子，这个天使喊了老半天，才2、3个。
So the angel that collects the fruit of thanksgiving, it takes him a while to collect.
到了天黑了要去交差以前，才大概4个、5个。
And when it's dark and they need to wrap up, so he was only able to collect 4 or 5 baskets.
所以可见感恩心要培养也不容易。
So that in order to cultivate a heart of thanksgiving is not easy.
因为在顺利的时候，你要喊感恩比较容易。
So it's easy to say that you're thankful in good times.
可是人的现实生活是充满了很多的挑战，很多的困难的。
In reality, our life is filled with difficulties and challenges.
每一个人都想过一个舒适生活了，
We all want to have a good life,
但是经常事跟愿却是非常违背的。
but it's always go against with our wishes.
所以说经常充满着很多的抱怨。
And as a result, we're full of complaints.
所以我们去年是不是经常抱怨？
So let's think about whether we have made a lot of
还
complaints
是
in
经
the
常
past
感
year,
恩？
or we have been thankful.
我们是不是对先生抱怨，对妻子抱怨，
Have we complained about our spouses,
还是对我们的孩子抱怨，还是对我们父母亲抱怨？
or our children, or our parents?
只要是有的，我们现在改变改变。
If we have, we need to learn how to change.
我们要充满着感恩。
We need to learn how to be thankful.
你看我们的父母亲为我们煮饭为我们烧饭，为我们洗衣服
If you look at our parents, they do so much chores for us.
这个年轻人听一听要结束了，你说这没关系现在要结束了，你说现在要听
Now they're wrapping up our spiritual convocation. Let's pay attention to this.
这个父母亲很辛苦
The parents are working very hard for us.
煮饭就是煮烧焦了，我说妈妈谢谢您这个虽然是说有点加味，但是你也很辛苦了，感谢你。
Sometimes when your parents cook for you, even though the food didn't turn out to be well expected, you still need to be appreciated.
因为可能妈妈同时要做很多事情所以她忘记才烧焦
Because being a parent, they often have to multitask. If they ruin your meal, you still need to be appreciative.
所以先生太太我们每个人就是对我们家里的人首先要有感恩的心
So as being a spouse, you need to be thankful to all the family members.
因为神把我们放在同样一个家庭啊，这不容易啊，这个要感谢神啊。
And it's not easy that we all been put together as a family by God.
不要等到这个机会已经失去了，我们说哎呀，早知道应该感恩了。
And don't ever wait on this chance. We need to show appreciation earlier on.
所以不要等到机会失去的时候再来后悔。
And we shouldn't wait until we lost this opportunity.
所以我们明年啊是要充满了感恩的一年。
And next year should be a year that's filled with thanksgiving.
我们要对神啊发出感恩的心。
And we need to show God our heart of thanksgiving.
那第四种心呢，
And the fourth heart,
叫健康的心。
a healthy heart.
我们要有一个正面的思考。
And we should always have a positive thinking.
那所谓的正面思考啊，就是一个人在完全承认困难他接受困难、失败、挫折。
And what I mean by positive thinking is that one will have to acknowledge one's difficulties and failures.
那在困境、失败、挫折的环境之下，他仍然有希望。
And in the environment of failures and setbacks, one still be able to hold up hopes.
就好像约瑟一样啊。
Similar to Joseph.
那他在困难当中，他被关到监牢里头，他仍然有指望啊。
During his difficult times, in his time in jail, he was able to hold up hopes.
因为他有个健康的心。
Because he had a healthy heart.
他认为呢，凡事都是互相效力的。
He thinks that everything works for himself.
叫爱神的人得益处。
And for those good things work together and who love God.
所以这个是万事是互相效力，很多事情才能够互相效力的。
And all things work together.
所以约瑟为什么会被关？
And why did Joseph was put behind bar?
因为被关的这个因素这个因素就是以后他要当宰相的一个很重要的因素。他只要是没有被关的话，就不能够当宰相。
And the reason that he was put behind bar has to do with the fact that he would later on be the premier of Egypt.
也就没有机会当宰相啊。
Then he would lose a chance of being a premier.
但是呢，他假如是抱怨的话，他只是逃走的话，他也不能够当宰相啊，因为他没有爱神啊。所以万事互相效力，但是只是叫爱神的人得益处。
So if he were to run away, who would not have a chance to be the prime minister?
所以我们对我们孩子的失败我们这边有很多的孩子我们对孩子的失败，我们对我们家庭的那种失败挫折，我们不要觉得哎呀唉声叹气。
So when dealing with failures and setbacks, we shouldn't lose our hope.
我们要有个正面的思考。
We should think positively.
这次的失败，这次的挫折是神要让我们以后成功的一个很重要的因素。
And today's failure is God's wishes for us to be successful in the future.
我们看以前的这个Microsoft 的这个叫什么
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates 这个大老板呢
So the owner of Microsoft, Bill Gates,
他本来写这个程式写 DOS 的程式是要去卖给 IBM 的。
so when he wrote up DOS, his intention was to sell it to IBM.
然后他拿了这东西，可能也要去 IBM 上班你看我写这个东西不错你要不要我顺便来投效你呢。
He proposed his work to IBM, wishing that he could work for IBM.
结果因为他太年轻大学也没有毕业。
Because he was too young and he was still going to school at the time.
所以 IBM 的人根本就不理他。
So the staff of the IBM rejected him.
你说他是不是很挫折呢？
Don't you think he was such a big setback for
但
him?
是就是因为不理他，才有他的今天呢。
It was because these failures so he was be able to become who he is today.
所以我们也不要怕失败挫折。
So let's not be afraid of failures.
这个都是神要让我们成功的一个很重要的因素。
And this is a big factor that God would want us to be successful in the future.
我们的思想改变的，
So when we change the way we
我们
think,
人就改变，
we will be changed.
环境也会改变。
Our environment will be changed.
因为我们有时候就相反，我们想要改变环境，我们想要说环境你改变呐、
Sometimes we try to do the opposite. We're trying to change the environment.
其实是要改变我们自己。
So what we need to do, we have to change ourselves
我们要相
instead.
信神的计划，相信神的应许。
We will have to believe in God's plans.
我们有一个正面的思考，
We have to think positively.
我们有个健康的心，
Let's have a healthy heart.
因为凡事都有神的免疫。
Everything that we do have a good wishes of heart from
神
God.
对我们的依恋呐、是赐平安的依恋，不是降灾祸的依恋。
So God has good intention for us,
叫我们幕后有指望，叫我们幕后有成功啊！
so that we have hope in the end time.
所以我们的思想改变了，
So our thought process will be changed.
苦难也会变成祝福
Or the sufferings will become blessings.
所以我们就来检讨我们这四种心
So we need to examine the 4 hearts,
我们是不是有一个宽广的心？
whether we have a spacious
我们
heart,
是不是有知足的心？
whether we have a heart of
有个感恩
contentment,
的心，
heart of
有
thanksgiving,
个健康正面思考的心，
a healthy heart that allows us to think positively,
那这我们的人生就走得更愉快、更健康、更平安
so that our life will be more smoothly.
再唱诗
Let's sing hymn
354首。
354.